You've been interviewed.
Well, not acting, per se. I went to the John Murray Anderson Robert Milton Dramatic School, but I was taking eccentric dancing and elocution. That's what they called it.
Eccentric dancing and elocution?
Yeah, and I flunked even that. And they sent a letter to my mother, this story's been heard before, saying she was wasting her money, and she was. I, believe it or not, was reticent and shy and never opened my mouth. And
even when legendary icons make mistakes on live television, they turn them into pure entertainment.
From your mother.
Yeah.
However, a Lucyism. I was making chopped chicken liver. It takes a couple of hours to make a huge dish. We were expecting some guests. And I was doing fine, and I was right on time, and I tasted it and needed salt. And I already had it in the dish, but it wasn't too late because I hadn't put the egg yolk on the top. So I took a big salt thing, and I went like this, and the top came off. And the entire thing looked like a snowbank. And they're practically driving in the driveway. I just didn't know what to do. So I quickly did the worst thing you could think of. I rinsed it. So then all the salt went right straight through it. You know, it made no sense.
Her commitment to physical comedy often meant facing unexpected and hilarious challenges during production.
now this was supposed to happen, and that she got right. But when she hit me, oh my God, she only came to about here. Anyway, she hit me right here, took all the wind out of me. Now, she had been told that we were to stay down for a while, give me a chance to get my legs way up so that they'd show in the camera. Then up would come an arm, and then my head was supposed to pop. Well, my head never popped up. She kept me down by the throat. And I had grapes up my nose, in my ears, and she was choking me, and
She never hesitated to share her unfiltered thoughts about the entertainment industry she helped build.
And situation comedy in television.
down the toilet.
Now, let's step behind the curtain to explore the incredible legacy of this television pioneer. 1. The Oligochaete incident. Why Lucille Ball's 1977 return left Johnny Carson shaken.
Lucille Ball.
Sharing personal hobbies at home reveals a delightfully chaotic side of their private late-night television humor, often creates a wonderful generational bond that keeps entire families laughing. Bringing iconic sitcom classics back into daily circulation always sparks nostalgic joy for millions of viewers. Surprising a close friend with an unexpected gesture on stage always creates incredible tense anticipation. Our scientific terminology is the perfect way to tease a highly suspicious talk show host. The moments can easily trigger the most hilarious, chaotic, and genuine late-night unusual and eco-friendly startup business quickly turns into a very funny conversation. This iconic 1977 reunion remains a brilliant showcase of her unmatched charm, sharp wit, and timeless friendship with Johnny Carson. 2. Denatured alcohol and mealy bugs. Lucille Ball's weirdest late-night talk with Johnny Carson. Lucille Ball always brought her trademark physical charm and sharp wit to every single late-night interview. Practical home skills often surprise people who only know her glamorous, on-screen television personas often blend beautifully with professional achievements, creating highly memorable celebrations on live. Decades of marriage bring wonderful memories, but sometimes a simple joke can trigger behind-the-scenes conversations, often reveal highly unexpected, down-to-earth hobbies of these legendary hesitated to reject traditional expectations, proudly standing up for her own. Sudden, unscripted physical gags remain the ultimate test of her legendary, world-class comedic instincts. Disaster, the day Walgreens fired Lucille Ball for a weird reason.
She has her television special. Is it tomorrow night? Yeah, tomorrow night. Called Cleverly Enough. This network thinking. They get executives together and say, what do we call it? And they came up with Lucille Ball Special. That's why we have executives.
That's right, yeah.
Would you welcome the one and only Lucille Ball?
On this 1975 broadcast, Lucille Ball returned to Johnny Carson with a highly unexpected, chaotic entry.
See, I said you were funny. I didn't say you were graceful.
No, that's true. I just broke my bag and then I had to drop it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you break it?
Yeah, before I came on, so I had to hold it in a certain way and it didn't.
True television professionals always handle sudden wardrobe malfunctions on stage with ultimate grace and charm.
That is,
And it's my bicentennial visit with you. I see you once a year. Why don't I ever
just
hear
about
from
it.
you?
Well, you don't do television too often, do you? Well, I mean, these kind of shows very often.
Playful bickering between longtime friends on television always shows the deep mutual affection they share.
Well, let's see, which one? No, that is pretty.
How are you, Skinny?
Fine. Fine, darling. Let's see.
How'd you lose all that weight?
Just starvation.
I
Turn
stopped
around, you'll find it.
Did
Did you stop? I know it's an old joke, but it's a bicentennial celebration.
Keeping a healthy physique on camera often requires highly extreme and completely hilarious personal sacrifices.
All of our jokes are 200 years
I'm
old.
gonna talk over here.
Oh, certainly.
I stopped smoking for 6 or 7 weeks and put on 9 pounds again.
Sorry.
You're sorry about that.
Yes.
I started smoking today.
Oh, well, I'm also sorry about that.
Well, that's true.
Overcoming difficult personal habits can sometimes lead to very unexpected and amusing physical changes.
For the clothes, I think at heart, am a pioneer woman. I probably would have been digging ditches someplace in Missouri, on my way out, like my grandmother, my great-grandmother.
Genuine, hardworking individuals often feel a strong pride in their humble, modest family histories.
Yeah.
Too hardy, because I'd rather not live more than 5 years. More.
Oh, come on now.
Don't give me that come on now. That's it. I got the urn. I'm ready.
Oh,
I just don't know where to spread the ashes. I'm thinking
5 years more?
Contemplating our ultimate limits in life can easily trigger some highly bizarre and dark humor.
information.
Yes.
I have never gotten residuals.
Oh, really? Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Everyone else did, but I didn't.
Behind-the-scenes financial decisions in early Hollywood often came with highly surprising and permanent consequences.
I know that joke,
Yes.
too. But
as a matter of fact, they are.
my grandfather did not die until about 2 years ago. He was 98. My mother and father are both in good health. We saw them this Thanksgiving. We talked about Uncle Ed. We have an Uncle Ed who is 97.
Family genetics can offer great longevity, even when we feel completely ready to retire.
That's what they called it.
Eccentric dancing and elocution.
Yeah, and I flunked even that. And they sent a letter to my mother. This story's been heard before, saying she was wasting her money, and she was. I, believe it or not, was reticent and shy and never opened my mouth and wouldn't perform at all. And they sent me home.
Many great performers struggle with extreme shyness and insecurity during the early days of education.
Right out of
Were you ever-
second year high.
Were you ever fired from a job? Professionally?
I certainly was. I never got a job. I got a job, but I never kept one. I was fired from every job.
Facing constant professional rejection often becomes the ultimate stepping stone to finding our true calling.
Like a clerking
work
in a store.
Walgreens.
Did you work in Walgreens?
Learners' shops and Walgreens. I got fired because I could never remember to put the banana in the banana splits.
That doesn't seem like too difficult a thing right off.
Well, it is difficult, Johnny,
Excuse
if
me, I
you'll
didn't
think
know.
about it. The dishes like that, they put 3 scoops of junk in, then they put a lot of goop on top, and then they put nuts and stuff on top of that, then whipped cream, then they expect you to remember that there's room enough left for 2 slices of bananas.
But doesn't
and
the
I could
idea
never
that the
remember
dish
the
is
banana.
shaped like a banana?
Even the most prestigious careers often begin with some highly chaotic and memorable retail failures.
Yeah.
How's your sex life?
Excellent,
I'm glad to
according
hear
to
that.
all reports.
Where do you get your reports?
But we have my wife and I are childlike. We have a little thing like you had in school, the gold star, and for...
Candid, late-night discussions about romance always lead to highly entertaining and deeply personal home revelations.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, well, I do
That's
that.
without any,
My mother does that, and she's 83.
What, something to be said for it then? you mean your mother at 83 runs out and bellies, whops down a
That's
hill?
right, on a little thin piece of plastic like that, and goes 25, 35, 40 miles an hour down a hill.
True energy and passion for life clearly have no age limits for some adventurous parents.
It makes you think who would you be willing to spend a year with?
Well, a year is a long time. I don't even know if I could stand you and Paul Williams for a year. But,
okay, 6 months.
You're
in a hospital.
Throw in Truman Capote. I think I can make it.
6 months with Truman Capote?
A year with all three of you, because you take the edge off the others, you see.
No, you can only have one person.
Oh.
Truman wouldn't be a bad choice. He's very bright.
Very bright, and he could write, and I could,
4. The day Desi Jr. ambushed Lucille Ball live on Johnny Carson's stage. Lucille Ball seemed tough on the outside, but she was a deeply devoted and loving family woman. Watch this interview to understand why on television can easily make the public forget about a star's real-life dedication.
don't just leave.
Scripted family reunions on live television often reveal a mother's most genuine and protective instincts. No matter how old children get, some motherly habits like constant nagging never really change. Keeping their old rooms exactly as they left them is a universal sign of parental.
I don't want to go into it.
5. Lucille Ball's craziest sitcom reunion with Johnny Carson. Mixing up iconic broadcasters is the ultimate way to bruise a proud talk show host's ego. 6. The grape vat disaster, the unscripted fight that almost drowned Lucille Ball. Ball's Carson appearances end here, but her legendary career was much longer. Let's see her unique charisma shine on other stages.
It was an episode we made years ago where I had gone to Italy, and I was trying to get into showbiz, and I was chosen by some Italian director with a whole bunch of women. And I thought I was getting into show business, but I wasn't. I was a grape stomper. And I was sent out to a field, and they said, stomp the grapes. So I just couldn't understand the language or anything, but I did as I was told. And I pulled my skirt up and jumped into the vat with this lady. Now, making it.
Her classic conversation with Dick Cavett reveals incredible behind-the-scenes struggles from her most famous television episodes.
And we really had to go way down in one of the grape vineyard areas to find anyone that was a real Italian. And we came up with 3 that didn't understand English, but they were perfect. So the man that came that day with them said, now this is what you're going to do. And they said, fine, okay, they understood. Now from there on, they're on their own. And our director didn't speak Italian, I didn't speak Italian, no one spoke Italian.
Finding the right non-professional cast members often required going deep into remote countryside areas.
In the vat like this with her, and she was doing all that, so I made a dance out of it like this. And finally I slipped. And in slipping, I hit her, accidentally. And she took offense, and so she hauled off and let me have it. Now this was supposed to happen, and that she got right. But when she hit me, oh my God, she only came to about here. Anyway, she hit me right here, took all the wind out of me. Now,
unscripted physical accidents during filming can easily turn a simple comedic scene into a real fight.
So that they'd show in the camera, then up would come an arm, and then my head was supposed to pop. Well, my head never popped up. She kept me down by the throat. And I had grapes up my nose, in my ears, and she was choking me, and I'm really beating her to get her off. And they're wondering because we do all this in front of an audience, you know. And she couldn't remember, and she didn't understand that if she had to let me up once in a while. I was drowning in these grapes. Finally, I had all I could take, and I just gave, the last gasp.
Working with legendary comedy giants of the past often brought highly unexpected and frustrating production challenges.
But whenever he worked alone. He never had to work with anyone else, even though he was always with his brothers. He did his stuff alone, right? So now he was to come in, and I was to imitate what he did. But he couldn't remember from one rehearsal to the other what he did. So we went crazy teaching him his routine. We had to take it down, that he did this, he did that, and then he had to learn his routine he'd been doing for years.
Old Hollywood friendships often extended far beyond the studio walls, offering comfort during difficult times.
Other people.
How did you know Gable? Would he come over for dinner?
Many times, yes. We lived in the valley, close to each other, mostly because of Carol. And we used to go to movies together, and after Carol died, he used to come over on his motorcycle, and we'd go whizzing around a little bit. And We used to go hunting together, skeet shooting.
Choosing family over major cinematic opportunities beautifully defined her true priorities in life.
It didn't.
Yeah.
Same with DeMille.
Never worked with DeMille.
No, I had a great part, and then I got pregnant, and I wouldn't have given that up for anything. I was supposed to be the elephant girl in The Greatest Show on Earth. I think Gloria Graham got the part, but I was so elated to be pregnant. That was when I had Lucy.
7. I Married a Loser. Lucille Ball's brutally frank marriage talk.
This is a very comfortable room. Is this your favorite?
Oh, yes. Yeah. You know, there's always one room you live in, play games in, the plants grow better and everything. But in here we show pictures, and we have 85,000 feet of, seriously, home movies.
Let's see something.
You want to see something?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Something called The Fat Little Cowboys. When they starring my children when they were, let's see, Desi was about 2.5, almost 3.
In this rare interview at her elegant Beverly Hills mansion, Lucille Ball sits beside her second husband, Gary Morton, while speaking frankly about her painful divorce from Desi Arnaz.
When you were married.
When we were first married.
At the success.
Then we build up a lot of things.
Right.
But
then
even
when you
while they were building, they would not believe that he was doing the building.
Yeah.
And he was doing the successful building of a very well-run empire. I was doing the acting and having the children. I had no part of it. I took that on much later. But I knew what he had suffered, really, and how he did not deserve that.
Despite their painful split, she fiercely defends her ex-husband's hard work and brilliant business achievements.
And they forgot about that.
You had the success. The marriage looked perfect. It was everything. And then it fell apart.
That was his problem.
And I heard you were devastated.
I couldn't understand it any more than, you know, for the same reason you're asking the question. It seemed like we had everything.
I think people still don't understand it.
I don't either.
Oh, I think that's past.
It's certainly
I
passed.
think it's past.
But we certainly did have everything and worked very hard to get it, and 2 beautiful children, and what else can you ask for? And I think if Desi were here right now, he would agree that it was...
Having everything in the spotlight could not prevent their highly publicized and devastating marital collapse.
But when we're talking about the marriage, you had said, I didn't make the same marriage mistake twice. This marriage is very different. And this man is very different.
I'm cute.
He's not a loser. I married a loser before. He could win high stakes. He could work very hard. He was brilliant. But he had to lose.
This man's sweet.
I like getting up in the morning.
So was
see?
the other man, sweet and generous, overly generous, but he had to lose. He had to fail at everything that he built up. Everything he built, he had to...
Learning from past heartbreaks helped her finally choose a much more stable and supportive partner.
And is this marriage itself very different?
Yes, very different. We have a home that is lived in. We had many houses before, but we didn't have a home that he was ever in.
Who takes care of whom here?
Well, I think together we take care of one another. When she's down, I try
Gary.
to get her feeling good.
Gary. Gary has for a long time. Long time.
Tell me what you mean.
Well, thank you.
Well...
Their peaceful daily life finally created a true home, built on mutual care and deep gratitude.
I sat and thought about it for a year, and I really didn't want to get married again. I had 2 beautiful children, and when you've had an unhappy marriage and you've disappointed millions of people by getting a divorce, you know, you think more than one. You don't run off in a week. Besides, I didn't want to take a man who seemed to be his own man. I didn't want anything to happen to that wonderful feeling that he had, that real wonderful ego, and deflate it in any way. I didn't want anything to happen to that.
Healing from an unhappy marriage made her initially hesitate to accept another man into her life.
At the time, I thought, one sign of that and goodbye, whomever. One thing I love about him is that he likes to take his time off. He really appreciates it with his golf. He's a fine golfer and always has been. And he was, I think, quite pleased when he found out that I didn't mind his going up to the club or going to Palm Springs or wherever to play golf at any time that he wanted to.
Giving each other personal space and enjoying simple hobbies helped them maintain a very strong bond.
From the very beginning, he always called. Nobody asked him to. He never said, now be sure and call. I want to hear and all this. Never once. And through the years, he just always has. I've always known where he was. He's always known where I was. There have been no games being played. And I was pretty used to a lot of games. And I'm not talking about Scrabble.
Absolute honesty and constant communication completely eliminated any manipulative emotional games in their relationship.
But you said Lucille Ball, I don't think funny. I'm not funny. He's funny, but I'm not funny.
I don't think funny. I can do funny things that other people write down in detail, tell me how to do them, but I really don't think funny. He does.
Well, she'll do what we call Lucyisms, things from a show. You know, like always says, oh, Lucy, that's crazy. Lucy, look what Lucy's doing.
Well, inadvertently, you mean at home.
Yeah, she'll walk into a wall. She'll do little things like that, or she'll decide on dinner and forget the toast, and it's been laying there. It's this big by the time it comes out.
You mean I forget the roast?
This legendary physical comedian proudly admits that she never actually considers herself a funny person.
Well, I learned from your mother.
Yeah.
However, a Lucyism. I was making chopped chicken liver. It takes a couple of hours to make a huge dish. We were expecting some guests. And I was doing fine, and I was right on time, and I tasted it and needed salt. And I already had it in the dish, but it wasn't too late because I hadn't put the egg yolk on the top. So I took a big salt thing, and I went like this, and the top came off. And the entire thing looked like a snowbank. And they're practically driving in the driveway. I just didn't know what to do. So I quickly did the worst thing you could think of. I rinsed it. So then all the salt went right straight through it. You know, it made no sense.
Her real-life clumsy kitchen accidents beautifully prove that some zany habits never truly disappear.
You got up in the morning and you didn't have to run to work.
Traumatic. Very. Well, for the first 3 or 4 months, I was in limbo. I was just in shock. I loved getting up and going to work.
Were you depressed?
I was depressed. I was in such a depression that the doctor said, you've got to take her away. You've got to find something that she wants to do. And there wasn't anything I wanted to do but go back to work.
8. The death of comedy, why Lucille Ball refused to modernize her classic humor. Finally, let's sum up the entire persona of Lucille Ball through an interview that captures all her joys, angers, loves, and sorrows.
Thank you. First of all, about my kids. They showed an early inclination to perform. And also, they were interested in their music. I never nagged them to practice, but I did set up like Aunt Nellie, Aunt Maud, Aunt whoever. Aunt Helen is coming on Thursday. She'd love to hear your little number that you were playing the other day. And they go, what little number? And I'd say, the thing you were playing the other day, I heard you on the drums, Desi, I heard you on the piano, Lucy. And they'd say, well, and I said, well, she's coming Thursday if you feel. And then in the background, for the next few days, I would hear them out there getting ready. And that's the way I got the practicing done for years and years and years.
Even as a highly successful Hollywood mother, she always found creative ways to keep her family grounded.
Time, really, to take the children out of school like quarter of May, and graduation is coming up. Not their final graduation, but the graduation exercises. And I said to them, I have to change my format. I'm going away for a month. I want you to think. Would you like to be in my show? And they went, yes. I said, now, you have a month to think about it. You're going to have people come here, writers and director, and talk to you and discuss what this means to your life. You're not going to get a lot of money. You're going to get less than scale. You'll get paid scale, and the rest of it goes in the bank. That's a rule. And so it's not a question of money. You're going to leave your people at school. You're going to be on your own. You're going to have 4.5 uninterrupted.
Introducing her children to the entertainment industry came with strict, non-negotiable boundaries and real-world responsibilities.
It was liking the type of thing that Ann Southern did, Carol Lombard did. You may sit down, dear. And you may get up for your second question if you have time. Certain men comics. I love the pantomime and the way Buster Keaton performed. Some names perhaps you don't even remember that I had watched. I wasn't sure what I was looking for. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I was influenced, I found out, by certain people. Then as I got...
Every great performer begins as a student, silently absorbing the unique styles of their legendary comedic idols.
I wish you all had it. And my career was built on everything that Ann Sothern didn't have time to do. True, not funny. Absolutely true, and I was very grateful for it. I'd sort of hang around the casting office and say, Mr. Piazza, is there anything that Ann Sothern can't do this month, you know? And he'd say, well, of course. I mean, I'm not running her whole life. And I'd say, I don't mean that. But is she up for something that maybe she turned down? And he finally got the idea, and he admired me for it. And he'd say, yeah, go to see director so-and-so. What I'm saying is that I had a person who was doing the type of thing that I wanted to do, and I knew if I was in that same stable in someone's thought who could get me.
Persistence and keen observation allowed her to seize rare opportunities in a highly competitive studio system.
Go.
Okay, the second question is this.
Speak up.
Today, where do you see the direction of comedy and situation comedy in television?
Down the toilet.
She possessed a famously sharp tongue and never hesitated to criticize the changing standards of television comedy.
By that I mean we're getting too much of terror in the streets called entertainment. I'll leave it there, because it takes a long time to discuss this sort of thing.
Okay, very quickly, with that question, a little backup. Do you think that the contemporary television audience today is too sophisticated for the comedy that you had on I Love Lucy in the 1950s?
Yes, but they're still watching. They're sending in. That's enough, Andy. You had 3.
What?
They're pushing their children and their grandchildren in front of my set. So that's my show. That makes me very happy. So I know that they've seen it maybe 16 times, but they still think it's good for their children.
For her, true television entertainment should always remain a safe and joyful escape for entire families.
Thank you.
Is that a question?
The wonderful thing about my show were my writers. And I am not just saying that. And I learned from my writers. My writers, no matter what you are led to believe, wrote everything out. And Vivian and I studied what they wrote, and we did what they wrote, even sometimes against our, not better judgment, but, say, Mike, we can't do this. And they said, try it. We tried it, and it works. Go ahead, try it. Have fun with it. Embellish it, you know. And that I really learned from my writers, and to this day they still work with me, and I adore them.
Humility was her trademark, always giving absolute credit to the creative writers who shaped her legendary scenes.
And I was wondering if there are any characters you haven't played yet that you would still like to play.
If there were, I think I'd be back on the air in that thing, because I don't think I have any left. I tell you what, I have some, but I'm not going to go into it now. I don't think it'd be that interesting for everyone, but they're so far afield. I have found a couple of stories, but I won't say you, but I say your folks won't buy me. They want to see more Lucy shows, and I just feel I'm too old to be yelled at by Uncle Harry, you know?
Knowing her own artistic limits allowed her to resist easy comebacks, protecting her timeless screen legacy.
You were ever offered a variety series, and
many times.
Did you ever consider doing it?
No.
And what do you think is the state of variety on television
I think it's
now?
terrific, but they aren't doing too well in the ratings. But then what the hell is? You know, everything is having trouble in the ratings. They can't seem to find themselves. But the reason that I don't cotton after a real variety show is that I don't want to just be a mistress of ceremonies.
A deep understanding of her physical craft made her highly selective about the formats she chose to perform.
The audience. Well, first of all, I think a projection. And if you've given the line to the wrong person who cannot project it, or someone who is telegraphing it before they project it, you're in trouble. Okay. So your casting, aptitude comes in there. And I say telegraphing. I know a lot of people who are trying to play. You talking about comedy lines?
Yes.
I know a lot of people, when they have a line that they know is supposed to be funny, they telegraph it. Some very big stars do that to this day. And they say, oh, here it comes, and yet they have a certain glint, and then they throw the line and nothing happens. And you can, it's like,
yes,
because they've telegraphed it. So you take away the telegraph, make sure you have someone who...
For this absolute master of timing, the secret of comedy always lay in the subtle art of surprise.
Are there any body movements?
Then, well, certainly there are, and you should be studying everyone's body movements. Everyone's. Cats, dogs, people, horses, because body movement is one of the most divine things to know about. And I'm sure there are plenty of people that incorporate it in their work right here. But as an actress, you should be observing old ladies in the park, people on buses, people waiting for buses, drunks, sales ladies. Just observe. Now, an older person, certainly you know the difference between their walk, their talk, their tone, their attitude, and a younger person, and just get it up here and rivet it in.
Her dedication to physical acting required constant, meticulous observation of ordinary human behavior in daily life.
I mentioned it earlier that we had the umbrella of the studios. We had the mamas and papas. No matter how they make jokes about the Cohens and the Selznicks and the mayors and the papas, the Zaneks, and the people who ran those studios, they were our security. They had publicity departments who made us, whether we wanted it or not, a certain type that they thought was saleable. They dressed us, they trained us, they gave us a chance to perform. We could fall on our faces if we weren't any good, but we had a chance. They shoved us into B pictures, and maybe we liked it, and maybe we didn't. I never minded it. I knew I was getting a well-paid apprenticeship. That's the difference. Now, all you kids starting out, I feel so sorry for you. You don't have anybody, no umbrella, no one there to help you, and you go for advice and everything. Everybody has to have their own company, do their own producing, their own writing, and all that nonsense. It's tough.
Her deep sympathy for the younger generation of actors showed the true heart of old Hollywood's greatest pioneer. Lucille Ball was more than just a legendary comedian. She was a trailblazer who defined the golden age of television. Her fierce dedication, sharp wit, and warm heart will never be forgotten. Which of Lucy's historic eras is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more classic entertainment retrospective.